The light just now is absolutely phenomenal. I don't have my camera with me, and it's fine. I'm just spending time out in this gorgeous light. Look at it twinkling. This gorgeous light. Just soaking up the moment. Nature. Nature's incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know about you guys, but when I come out and I spend time in moments like this, just relaxing, just enjoying the beauty of nature, it's when you get solutions to your problems or your challenges in life, or when you come up with creative ideas and you get inspiration. I've just been looking at the beautiful dewdrops twinkling on the grass here with the sunlight against them. I can't even put into words how beautiful it is. And I know the video isn't going to do it justice. You have to witness this with your eyes. Now, I spoke back in November, December about making a book, and I have been writing a book, like an actual written reading book. I'm not going to disclose what it's about quite yet until I'm further along on the project. But I would really like to publish, definitely, I'd really like to publish some photography books as well, under different themes. As I'm sitting here right now looking at the dewdrops glistening on the grass, I know exactly what I'd like my first photo book to be. It came to me yesterday, actually. The title of it came to me yesterday when I was also out in nature. Now, being here today, it's just like the world needs a book like this. When it's going to be done, I don't know. But all these seeds are being planted, and they're always planted when I'm out in nature. Because nature's where I gain my inspiration, it's where I feel most creative, it's where I can get out of my head and out of the confines of being indoors and feel expansive. I'm not going to show you where I am just now because it's a sacred place. But I've got a view right now of beautiful mounds of trees, beautiful expanses of grass, and I can see over the rooftops of a housing estate that's beside me where the sea and the mountains of the Scottish Highlands reside, and they've got some snow on the top of them right now as well. And just coming up here, and there's also this huge vast expanse of sky above me with the sun setting light. It's not quite golden hour yet, but we're about to go into golden hour. It's just like these moments, every single one of us needs them. We need them. And the message that I feel really called to share right now is, I'm sure many of you can relate to giving so much of your life to other people, whether it's through your work, through caring duties, through hobbies, interests, whatever it may be. We spend so much of our lives doing things for others. But I really feel the message of right now in the planet is that we need to start taking time for ourselves. Of course, we still need to do things for others. We still need to work and pay the bills and be there for our family and stuff. I'm not saying don't do that, 100% do that. It's essential, it's needed, right? But what I am saying is we cannot give from an empty cup. We must first be grounded and full in ourselves and well before we can give to others. And this is a way of life that I'm living now. I think I've just got into a space where I realise the importance of self-care, taking the time to do the things that you love, and taking the time to get some space, like I'm doing right now. To breathe in the fresh air, to get a different perspective, to just sit and watch the birds and watch the light in the fresh air, in nature, and see the beauty that surrounds you. To reset, to unwind. Because, our health is our wealth. 100%. If we're not feeling good and we're feeling run down and we're feeling burnt out, everything else falls apart. And the beauty about nature and about photography is that it gives us that time to ourselves, to nurture our well-being, to nurture our health, so that we can give to others and so that we can give to the world. We have this at our disposal. Of course, you all live in different places, but even if you live in the busiest of cities, I'm sure there's some parks or somewhere not too far that you can travel to get that breathing space. Even if it's going to the top of a really tall building and observing the sky. There's ways that we can connect to nature. But of course, the more surrounded by nature you are, the easier it is. And if you are in a city, maybe those things I just suggested may help you, but also bringing nature to you through putting photographs on your walls or bringing house plants and small vegetables into your house that you can grow. It's all ways that we can reconnect with nature until we get to a space and a time in our life when we can actually be in the wilderness or just be surrounded by beauty. I mean, I've designed my life now to ensure that I'm in the place that inspires me the most, that is surrounded by nature, where I can access the trees and the countryside and the sea and the rivers and the lochs on my doorstep. The only thing I've not got here is mountains, but I can see them across the sea, and they're only a 50-minute drive away to me, to the nearest ones. But I've realised, and of course we're all different, but I've realised the importance of nature connection, the importance of being in places like this, because without nature connection, it's very hard to feel completely grounded in life and to find those spaces where we can just let go, release our worries, release our troubles, and go within. We can meditate, we can deep breathe, we can do other practices at home that allow us to go within. Of course we can. But there's something so beautiful about being out in nature. And if we look back at all of the indigenous people in the world, of course they're called different things in different countries, and I never quite know the correct term because I don't want to offend anybody. But if we look at the indigenous communities, the native communities, shamans, people like that, there's very little disease in those communities. And the one thing that they have, or maybe the two things that they have that we don't, often in the Western world, or not just the Western world, but the more civilized parts of society, is they live in harmony with nature. And they live in community. And that was why I started Photographic Connections, because I realised the benefit of nature connection, of photography, of having a community, of having a safe space, and of being able to explore ourselves, our well-being, and our creativity through photography and be able to share that experience with others. I'm so excited for the months ahead to be able to connect with some of you in person through the immersive photography weekends and actually facilitate beautiful exercises that you can do with your camera in nature, exercises that you can then not only practice during the weekends, but then take them home with you and implement into your everyday life, or as much as you want to use them. My weekends are not just about photography. There's breathing, there's relaxation, there's locally grown plant-based food, but everything comes around photography, and we come together with our shared interest in photography. I'm also really looking forward to doing my week immersive learning to see courses in the coming months, getting a group of 10 people together on Zoom and sharing an exercise, a very small exercise that you can do to help you see the world, which means when you go out with your camera and do the end of week assignment, that you have the tools to create an image that comes from within, from seeing, not just from being stuck behind the camera and getting stuck in your head about settings and technicalities, to actually tune your body into the world around you and to really see it and to connect with it. I've been doing that with my one-to-one mentoring clients throughout the winter mentorship program and the spring one that's just coming up. Which, by the way, if you're interested in doing a 6-week mentorship program with me, it'd be an honour to work with you one-to-one, because I've seen so much transformation in clients through that, because I've been able to get to know you guys personally, your own trials and tribulations, your own struggles in life, your own health battles, your own caring duties. And every person comes in from a different angle, but every person is looking to deepen their connection with nature and to deepen their photography experience and to see just these little exercises and little things people do every week, and this, to see the transformation in these small little things. It has been phenomenal. I'm feeling so expansive about this year, 2024. So expansive, because I think I'm really understanding now the true meaning of photography, the true essence of photography. Photography helps us to see the world, to show the world what we see, to connect with it more deeply, to understand the world more. And it also gives us perspectives that we struggle to see with the human eye. By zooming in, we can see different perspectives. By zooming out, we can see different perspectives. By doing macro, we can see different perspectives. By blending images together, by doing ICM, creating illusions. There's so much we can do with photography to change our perspective. And there's so many people in the world living in stress and in anxiety, and of course with very good reason. But if we can change our perspective and flip that into a more abundant mindset and a more connected mindset, to see more beauty in day-to-day life, nature and photography gives us that ability. And when we can see more beauty in day-to-day life, we can cope better with life's struggles and challenges. We feel supported, not always by other people, but by our own creativity, and we feel nature can help us to feel supported, truly supported. And when everything else fails and when we feel alone, the one thing that we can rely on time and time again is nature. You know, this morning I got up early and I went to the gym and I was cooking, and then I watched a webinar, a shamanic webinar. It was really, really interesting. And then I felt really emotional and really drained. And I just thought, you know, I'd love to just be in the company of another right now. Truly vulnerably, to be held and to be seen. But I didn't feel in that moment, and I maybe don't feel that the needs that I need right now can be met necessarily by anybody in my life. So I managed to visualize it. And then I went up to the woods and I spoke to my favourite tree. And I know this might sound a bit crazy, right? But I do speak to trees, and because we're so related to them, and that's what the Photographic Connections community are exploring this month, is the world of trees. So I went to my special tree that I go to regularly for guidance. And when I was there, I just got this urge to lie on the ground. So I lay on the ground and looked up at all these trees that were surrounding me in a circle. And there was birds flying through the gaps of the trees. And in that moment, just lying on the ground, looking up at the trees and the sky, I felt held and supported and loved in the exact way that I was hoping or seeking in a human connection that I don't currently have. And you may be thinking right now, Kim, what on earth has this got to do with photography? But if you're getting out there regularly into nature and you are developing a deeper connection with nature, not only does it give you inspiration for your creativity and your photography, but it gives you something that you can call on and that can support you in the days when you really need support and maybe don't feel like you can get it from anywhere or anyone. Ultimately, it's about finding that love and support within, but nature can give us and support us in that. And I've always had this connection to nature. Nature's always got me through my darkest days, and today wasn't even a dark day. It was just a natural emotional day, which we all have as human beings. But when I have been going through my darkest moments in life, it's always been nature that's been there for me. And a couple of angels, and by angels I mean other human beings that have come in for periods of my life to support me. As well as them, on those days where I didn't feel like I had anybody, it's always been nature. And now, as I'm saying that, the sun is now going behind the clouds. That beautiful light is disappearing. And I think that's quite symbolic, because it's like I've said what I felt called to say today. And nature's now setting on those words. It's like the end of a prayer. Thank you. Right. I'm going to head home now and cook a lovely hearty meal for dinner. And consider posting this video, which I hope will be of some support to some of you, even just giving you that little bit of guidance, that little bit of inspiration to get out there into nature. And if you have your camera with you, great. If you don't, doesn't matter. I've not got my camera with me today, but I took a couple of videos on here, a couple of photos on here, my phone, uploaded one of them to Instagram of the view when I was lying under the trees, saying being held by nature. Because that's exactly what's happened today, and it's been so beautiful. Just know in life, whatever you're going through right now, that you're not alone. We're all here to support each other. And if you really feel alone, go out into nature. Put your devices, my phone's on airplane mode, keep your camera in your bag or by your side for a little while and just immerse your senses in nature. Take some deep breaths and you'll begin to feel held and supported and like you're not alone. And then when you'll start to see photographs and opportunities. I'm seeing so many photographs right now, but I'm just storing them in my mind's eye and just appreciating the moment. Your support for all of you that are part of the community and who have invested in your time and money into mentoring, the upcoming courses, the upcoming immersive photography weekends, it means the world. If there's anything that you feel like my current path could help you with, or a group you're involved with, reach out to me. I'm open to so much this year. If things don't resonate, I will say, but if they do, I'd be more than happy to connect and to guide you, and anybody else that you feel may be of benefit. Thank you. I wish you a blessed week ahead, and take care.